Hi guys, it's Kay and Lee, and today I just want to give a quick review on Batman versus Superman. I have been waiting for this movie literally since, I don't know what year I Am Legend came out, but when that poster was on that building with a little teaser about Batman versus Superman, I was hooked. And I have literally been watching the preview, the trailer for Batman versus Superman like every day since it came out. Watching the trailer every day, watching reactions to the trailer, and every variation. And honestly, I don't know why everyone is so unhappy with it. I loved it. I loved it, loved it, loved it. I mean, I am a girl that grew up with Batman and all of the Batman TV shows, the Batman comics, and I was not offended by anything Zack Snyder did with the movie. I was delighted. Everyone is, talking about how it was a mess, but I actually followed it very well. I wasn't confused by anything, or nothing went over my head. And I do understand that some people that aren't familiar with all of the backstory and everything with the comics probably. I guess I could see how it would go over your head, but not me. I loved it. I loved Henry Cavill as Superman. I've been following him since he was on, well, actually since he was on Count of Monte Cristo in the movie and on The Tudors. So I've watched his British shows and movies, and he's awesome. And Ben Affleck, honestly, when I first heard that Ben Affleck was going to be Batman, I was a little wary, but then I realized that this guy has really been studying his craft. He has been doing such a good job with his latest endeavors, directing and acting in certain movies such as Argo and The Town. I mean, those things impressed me. I think he's a lot more serious as an actor, and I guess that even the haters of the movie are in agreement that he was a remarkable Batman. He really, really, really was. So yeah, there's that. He was great. He seemed like to be more of a protagonist than Superman in this movie. We get to see Superman, but he's mostly under extreme scrutiny from the people, all over the world, the Senate, lots of, a lot of intrigue going on there, and Batman. In the beginning of the movie, we get to see what happened at the end of Man of Steel from Batman's point of view, which was very interesting. So you get to see why he's so angry. And this Batman is much darker than, the Tim Burton Batmans and even the Christian Bale Batmans that Christopher Nolan depicted in the Dark Knight trilogy. This guy is branding people and killing people and, just being, hardcore. But I wasn't offended by it. I'm totally okay with a dark superhero. And I mean, honestly, Zack Snyder can do no wrong in my mind. I still want him to be the director of the Chronicles of Cole movie whenever that is put to screenplay, which is actually coming very soon. We're working on a screenplay now, but that's beside the point. Yeah, I still love him. I think he's a very, very good visual director, and the story was good. Wonder Woman, man, how many people clapped and cheered when she showed up to, fight Doomsday and pretty much saved that Batman from being obliterated. She was fantastic. Everyone loved her. We didn't get to see much of her other than being in pretty dresses and kind of being like a spy throughout the movie, trying to retrieve a photo of herself taken in like the early 1900s, and she still looks pretty good. So yeah, she was really good, and I enjoyed the way they introduced the Justice League. My husband was not happy that Ezra is going to be the new Flash, but I know this guy, and he's really like an indie actor, but he's really good, and I think he'll bring a lot of depth to the character. My husband just really wants the guy from the TV show to be the Flash. I'm like, they rarely do that, and you know, give it a chance. So yeah, they showed a brief cameo of him, and people are speculating, and I'm in agreement with this. I hope I'm right, but there's actually a moment in the movie where the Flash seems to, you know, defy space and time to come give Batman a warning, and that was pretty cool. I think that might have, you know, a lot of people might have missed that, because there are a lot of dream sequences, and I'm like, wait a minute, is Batman a prophet now? You know, that would be the one thing that took me a while to kind of catch up on. You know, there are dreams, but there seemed to also be, you know, a pretty pivotal scene where the Flash comes and gives him a warning, which probably will come into play in the later Justice League movies or Batman's movie on his own. But we get to see Cyborg and how he's created. Oh man, I lost it. I had to, like, you know, kind of take a breath and like hide in my seat to stop from squealing when they showed Jason Momoa as Aquaman. That was so awesome. That was pretty cool. Who am I missing? Yeah, you have the Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg. I feel like I'm missing someone. No, that's it. And Wonder Woman. So yeah, they kind of showed that in like a really cool way. That it was kind of like a teaser within the movie, and I was really excited about it. But yeah, I even liked Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. He was quite dark, and he seemed a little unstable, which is a little different from the Lex Luthors we're used to, who are a little more composed and a little, you know, a little more careful about, you know, revealing things. But Jesse was like, you could tell he's just psycho, but he did it so well. I mean, I really felt his character was well played. People say he overacted, but there was tension whenever he was on the screen, especially with him in the Senator, which was also freaking amazing. You have Mrs. Incredible as the Senator, and you know, Holly Hunter's a great actress. There's a scene where she and Jesse, Lex Luthor, had some banter back at his mansion, and we get to see his comeback in a very crazy way. Well, he basically blows up everybody when Superman comes to speak for himself at the Senate. And that moment was so, you know, disturbing and creepy, because he left a little Easter egg there. And she noticed it, and she knew that it was over. But that acting was fantastic. I watched a review from a woman, I think it's Beyond the Trailer, and she said something very cool. Like, that tiny moment, those few seconds where Holly Hunter saw what Jesse Eisenberg was about to do, and I agree, that should be used in like acting classes. That moment, you know, it should be studied. So I agree with her. Check out her review as well. It's really good. But yeah, everything was fantastic. Lawrence Fishburne was fantastic. I was a little disappointed with Amy Adams. She was doing her whole journalist thing, and it was, you know, it was good because she was trying to clear her man's name, but she just didn't have the normal, you know, light that that the character normally has. Lois Lane normally has some kind of light and a little, you know, humor and charm, but I love Amy Adams. Enchanted was fantastic. I mean, I love her other movies too, but I feel like I wish they would have gave her a little more charm, and you know, she just seemed kind of bland, but that didn't, you know, it didn't really affect the movie too much. She was still good for what she was. But yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed it, and I really am kind of disappointed that I haven't been able to see it again, because normally when movies like this, especially superhero movies come out, I normally see them like 3-4 days in a row with different groups of people. But now that I have a baby, I've only been able to go once. So I'm still waiting to get away to go see it one more time, to kind of get another look at it and kind of pick out a few of the things that, you know, might have slipped past me the first time. But But, you know, all in all, it was a very well-rounded movie. And, I mean, I'm sure you've heard spoilers about it already, so even when Superman was killed, it you know, I felt it and all, but I didn't have as much as an emotional tie to it, because I'm like, they're gonna bring him back, you know. I know that. And there's a little teaser at the end where he's in his coffin and the dirt starts to float, starts to rise. So, I mean, he'll be back. He's part of the Justice League, so it's not the last we'll see of him. And if it is, that would be devastating, but I don't think it is. So I would love to hear what your thoughts are on the movie. I mean, did you hate it, and why did you hate it? And tell me why you loved it, because I loved it. And yeah, I'll be posting more videos later this week. I will see you next time. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to go to my fan page, facebook.com/KNicoleLee, and follow me on Twitter. I have a few giveaways coming out in April, as well as some new releases. Night of the Storm is coming out on the 26th. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!